Imagine a wall that was built without cement, a wall so large that stood for hundreds of years and made people say, how did they do that? This is the story of Great Zimbabwe and how people built huge stone walls without using any mortar at all. Great Zimbabwe is a very old city made of stone. It is in the country of Zimbabwe in southern Africa. The place has big stone walls and round towers. People lived, walked, and met inside these walls. Most scholars say Great Zimbabwe was built a very long time ago, between 11th to 14th century. That means people were building here from about 900 to 1400 years ago. But what made their walls so special? The walls are dry stone walls. That means the stones fit so well that no glue or mortar was needed at all. The builders cut and placed big granite stones one on top another. The stones locked together and stayed strong by themselves. Some of the walls are very tall, almost as tall as 3-story building. One big circle of wall goes all the way around and it is very long. And these walls did not fall down for hundreds of years. How did they even build without mortar or glue? First, they found hard granite rock. They broke the rock into blocks. They shaped the blocks so the flat side fits next to each other. They laid the stones carefully in rows. They made the stones lean inside a bit so the walls could stay tight. They used smaller stones to fill gaps. The walls were like a giant puzzle. Each stone had a place. This makes a lot of people wonder who built Great Zimbabwe. Archaeologists say that the walls were built by the ancestors of the Shona people. These are the local people who lived in the area long ago. Experts like Peter Galek and Thomas Hoffman studied the ruins and said the builders were local African communities, not foreigners. Great Zimbabwe was a big center for kings, trade, and crafts. People made beautiful objects like beads and carved soapstones. Traders came from far away, even along the East African coast. Gold and other goods were traded through big networks. The walls looked so perfect because the builders were very skilled. They knew how to cut stone and place it so that the walls could stand. They were a group of builders who learned the crafts from older builders. This skill was passed down like a secret recipe, and UNESCO says this craft is a special part of heritage. But people did not always know the truth about who built Great Zimbabwe. Long ago, some foreign writers said Great Zimbabwe was built by people from faraway places, like Arab or even ancient Phoenicians. They said Africans could not have made it. But later, research and archaeology proved these ideas wrong. And today, most experts agree that Great Zimbabwe was built by local people of Africa. The wrong stories came from bias and old beliefs. One of the biggest parts is called the Great Enclosure. The wall is about 250 meters round. In some places, the walls are about 11 meters high. Imagine a wall taller than a big truck. This was a real heavy building project. This matters to all of us today because these walls show that African people had smart builders and great cities long ago. The story of Great Zimbabwe helps all of us today remember that Africa made huge things, art, buildings, and knowledge. UNESCO and other groups helped to protect and restore these walls so that future generations can see them. The walls of Great Zimbabwe are not just old stones, they are a message. They say we built, we created, we planned. If you liked this story, share it, like, subscribe, and tell a friend. Here at African Hamlet, we bring you more stories of amazing African places and people. Subscribe and join our growing community. See you next time. Until then, stay deeply rooted.